Hello folks, welcome to another Bitcoin market analysis by Inspocrypto. Here we go. Today with volatility. Yes, finally the price is moving. Finally, even they liquidate my long. It doesn't matter because I did my money anyway. Just closed my short with gain, but they liquidated. I had more funds in my long than in my short, so I was a little bit. It was painful because, you know, Bitget did 18,110, while Binance did something like 19,200. That was a little bit so my expectations to see first a dam hitting 18,200, maintain maybe there, have a little bounce and go even more down. That would give me some time to introduce more money to my long, but at Bitget at least just went directly to 18,100 and my liquidation price was 18,146. So it was a little bit frustrating, but afterwards, close my short, convert them long, the money is in. What is my profit? Not big at all. So, but that's fine. That's absolutely fine. I really don't care about. However, check out. I mean, that was. It was really crazy to see that Bitcoin was front running. Like, hey, we know what's going to happen next. That was looking extremely painful in my eyes, but we did it. I mean, we went down, we went up. I would be careful. We need to check some data to figure out where are our limitations, right? That's why we make this analysis every day, and that's what we are going to do now. I know that some of you are saying, hey Inspo, can you provide the analysis a little bit earlier? Unfortunately not yet, at least. I hope with Phoenicia something will change so that I can do that earlier. I think it will be possible next year, but for this year, absolutely not, because I'm really busy with my job all the time. I really try my best. I really promise you that, but it's really hard. I know. I mean, it's now 6 p.m. here in Europe, and I'm going to record the analysis right now. And I know after record, it's going to processing. Afterwards, I have to upload to YouTube. It's not in HD, so I need to wait. Yeah, and I have to spend 3 to 4 hours until I can provide the analysis. So usually I should start in the morning, and even then it doesn't make sense. So we will see. We are right now, as you can see, we are hitting our lovely trend line of this relatively long trend, and we need to see if we can have a breakout, retest, and go even more up. That would be extremely cool. If not, I would be extremely careful because we received some bigger inflows, but I'm not going to teaser. Let us go directly forward and check what's happening. We will start first with the weights ratio, and then we will go further and see if we can just check what's the next. So weights ratio 30 days moving average, as mentioned, it's lifting up even more, so indicating that's nothing. I mean, we are still on track. I think we will see the level of 18k again. We will make a retest. I don't think we are done here, to be honest. I mean, I can imagine to go up to 19.5 maybe or something, to try at least a retest at 19.5, maybe even 20k maybe would be possible. I can imagine that, but it's looking like these guys want to bring Bitcoin more down. It would match to the hedge funds bet. They are buying more shorts and selling more longs on CME, so would match. Let us go forward. What's happening here? Well, we can see that the wealth ratio, 30 hours moving average, were maintaining that level, was partly relatively high. We didn't reach even the 90%. That's something where I would say it's extremely critical, but it didn't happen. Instead, we can see that the wealth ratio 30 hours moving average is declining right now. So usually when it starts to decline, it's where they are done with their preparation, and that's the next step afterwards. So that's where these guys start really just to push the price down. They are starting to distribute, and then at a certain moment they stop. So it seems, of course, because of SPY, SPX, and DXY right now just dumping hard. So usually that means we are, we should go up, and that's what happened. And we need to see what happens then. In my opinion, I don't feel really comfortable. I don't see at the moment the option of a short squeeze on SPY. That would be, in my personal opinion, the only scenario where I see that Bitcoin would push up very hard to the upside. At the moment, everything is driven by the expectation pivot. By the expectation, hey, bad news are good news. Well, a rising inflation is not good, but good for the Fed, bad for the market. So for them, it was a bad news. A bad news is a good news for the Fed. A good news for the Fed is a bad news for the markets. It's at the moment, it's what we see. Interesting here is stablecoin supply correlates very well with the price. They are sucking more and more money from the market. Just to make it clear, that's the air that the market needs to survive and to breathe. And they are sucking money from the markets more and more and more. That's not bullish at all. That's really absolutely not bullish at all. The big question is, why? Whales just maintaining on the sideline and waiting, for example, until we reach their price level just to jump in again, or really people, traders, whales, big whales living in the market because something is behind we are missing. Maybe regulation, laws, whatever, a lot of different things. Oh, maybe because they know something big is going to happen to the equity market. Also possible. We need to see. However, that's not bullish at all. And at the moment, it's indicating we will see, in my opinion, more such events, more to the downside than to the upside, unfortunately. Let us go forward. So I'm hedging once again 50-50. So what does that mean? I'm longing once again with 50% of my funds and shorting with 50% of my funds, just because, yeah, I was all in for the long, and that was the right decision. We went up very hard, and so I was expecting that Bitcoin will not break the current trend line, and that's what it's showing at the moment, while I know that we are receiving bigger inflows since a while. I mean, even here, that was almost the local bottom, and then we received almost 5,200 Bitcoins. Let me just show you that. So we can see here, from here they started to send 1,000 Bitcoins, another 800 bitcoins, another 750 bitcoins, then 1700 bitcoins, then another 1000 bitcoins, then 5200 bitcoins, and now another 800 bitcoins. So we are talking really oh, what's happening here? Why the gap? Let me refresh that. We can see that they are just preparing the next move, and in my opinion the next move is going to be down. Another 1700 bitcoins arrived, so that doesn't look at the moment really good, to be honest. I mean, we are talking here almost 7,000 bitcoins in the last 2 hours, and that's not that bad. At the same time, we have a gap. We did here 4,000 bitcoins outflow and another 700. So we are talking here about few thousand bitcoins gap. Means the net flow is in favor of the inflows, not of the outflows. Means they are still holding their bitcoins there just to push the price more down, and that's what's happening at the moment. So the price is retracing now. We need to see how far they are going to go, but yeah, it doesn't look that great. So even stablecoins are not really arriving, nothing big at all. I mean, 8 millions here and another 12 millions here. It's not big at all, absolutely not. Let us see and check what the future market is doing. So futures, well, I mean, that's crazy. Funding rate lifted up, declined, lifted up. Of course, it started to decline with delay. While if we check, the open interest did something like a wave. It seems, I mean, if we zoom a little bit in, you can see what they did. They liquidated some, but nothing big, and that's surprising me a little bit. It wasn't that big what they liquidated, and the only thing that keeps lifting up is the leverage ratio. The leverage ratio is so extremely bullish, while the funding rate is declining. So people right now just that's my dog. That's not me, by the way, if you hear that. She's drinking water. Okay. So what we see here is that the funding rate is declining, so they are demanding more shorts at the moment, and the leverage ratio rising, the open interest declining a little bit, of course, but yeah, that's I'm wondering how it works. I guess a leverage ratio more related to the longs, while the open interest may be more to the shorts. I really don't know. It looks a little bit strange. Related here, for example, to stablecoin futures, nothing. Almost very flat, 90 millions, peanuts, 60 millions, even here 68 millions, peanuts. But finally, Bitcoin's coming back to derivative exchanges. We have here 3,400 Bitcoins, another 3,000 Bitcoins, and so on and so forth. So lifting up while stablecoins declining. Also very interesting. So I would be extremely careful now longing. If you want to long like me, just hedging with a short. Otherwise, I wouldn't long here, to be honest. Let us check. Here, aggregated leverage ratio declined and open interest, both. But also here, let us see the 1 hour time frame. Oh yes, they liquidated. Oh, 1,500 bitcoins here and another 600 bitcoins here, longs. They liquidated here shorts, 180 bitcoin shorts. Because the big problem, and that's what we are going to see next, is that longs, while we were in the local bottom, more longs were coming in, not more shorts. They maintained at the bottom. I guess a little bit with the hope more shorts will come in, but it didn't happen. So we need to see. Let us go forward, and that's Binance. Let me maybe refresh the website first. Okay, so funding rate on Binance at the moment declining, but as you see, it's delayed. So that was with delay. At the bottom, they started to demand more shorts, and that was, of course, the trap. I mean, the first trap was, as mentioned, also even yesterday, if I'm not wrong, I told, don't feel comfortable at 19K. Only because we bounced there several times doesn't mean we will bounce directly there once again. And it happened. I mean, this time even I was victim, but that's fine. I mean, I was hedging, and that's the only opportunity or possibility, in my opinion, to minimize the risk. Because otherwise, it's crazy. It's really crazy. You have to respond to the market very quick. I mean, if I would maintain my hedge position I had before, I wouldn't. They would liquidate both my long and my short with this volatility. So yeah, I had to respond very quick to the market conditions. However, I think that the funding rate is lifting up once again. Let us check. That was an hour ago or something. 2,200 million, so 2.2 billion versus 658 million. Let us check if shorts are coming in. Yeah, they are coming in. 150 millions more in shorts and almost 80 millions less in longs. But 80 millions less in longs doesn't mean automatically someone to profit. We know they liquidated almost 2,000 bitcoins in longs, only in longs, while only 170 bitcoins in shorts. So, you know, I would be careful here. So for me, it means the market is still overloaded with longs. And usually that's not good. So volatility could mean we will maintain the current level at 19K once again and then go much more to the downside afterwards. Sounds crazy? It is crazy, but that's the market. We need to see how the shorts are going to progress now. If we see they're going to flip the longs or at least go more up, then we have the opportunity to have volatility, but in the opposite direction. First up, then down, for example. But we need to see. I mean, once again, 72 to, or almost, 72 to 28 and 70 to 30, or that's 69 to 31. Once again, in my opinion, just Ethereum looks a little bit more healthy. Let us go forward. That's Binance at the moment, and you see, I mean, 19,170 would be extremely good to liquidate all of them. Otherwise, 19,900, so 20K, something I still have my problems with that price, to be honest. I don't think we can do it, but let us check the gamma and then we will know much more. So I start to check the difference in structure between FTX and Binance. It seems low leverage longs, high leverage shorts, and low leverage shorts here. So, or at least mid leverage. I'm not sure if that's high leverage, to be honest. Now let us check what FTX is doing. Yeah, I would say it looks very similar in the structure. Only here we have a gap, for example. That's a gap. That looks relatively similar, and here a little gap, but nothing big. But everything else looks very good. So yeah, we don't have anything here, so my expectations would be just to try to liquidate to the upside. First of all, try to just collect some late shorts first. We need to see. But yeah, it looks at least solid to me, but I would like to see the gamma walls and so on and so forth to see where are our next resistance and support areas. So let us see what is moving in the market. What we see here is FTX is not moving in the market. Absolutely not. They are not really doing anything. They distributed a lot, but they are not really buying up. Only Bitcoin collateral futures are longing at the moment, more than even stablecoin futures. And even the aggregated spot doesn't look that bullish, to be honest. So let us go and check what Binance is doing. Even here, Binance, I mean, wow. They since October 7th, since last week, they distributed much more than they accumulated, or both. Almost we are talking about 11,000, even more than 11,000 Bitcoins in CBD. That's really a lot. Not doing anything at the moment. Bitfinex, what is that Bitfinex? I mean, it's not huge in CBD, but that looks extremely... The problem of Bitfinex is, if we check the CBD of Bitfinex, we would say, yeah, okay, yeah, but it's not a lot of volume, yeah. But these guys are using Deribit, OKEx, Huobi at the same time. So it seems, based on the CBD at least, these guys initiated this dump. That's how it looks like. So I would be extremely careful, because as you see, right now also distributing more. It seems it's much more distribution, because that's looking a little bit like a distribution. That's why I said, so I don't like what they are doing, because it was looking like distribution. They are still in distribution mode. It seems they are still in distribution mode. That's crazy. That's really crazy. So, and even Coinbase, I mean, they started to distribute even before, not bad. I mean, 1,600 Bitcoins in CBD since yesterday midnight. That's not bad at all. Well, it takes a little bit. But of course, if we check that, that doesn't look like a big deal. So Coinbase maintains its bullish sentiment. Let us check what is happening here. These guys, everything is fine. These guys here, even buying more. These guys here, okay, they are reducing their balances. These guys here, of course, buying the dip. We know what they do. And the market maker, reducing their balances. And I would be extremely careful, because I would love to see a try at least to go up to 19,500, and even maybe a try to 20k, and then go down hard. Maybe to 17.6 and say, okay, that's it. Thank you very much for the party. We will see us next year. At the moment, since their peak of 4,920,000 reduced by 20,000, let me check if that's what I see here as well. Yeah, perfect. So 20,000 Bitcoins less than they had just a few days ago, indicating they sent once again Bitcoins to OTC, to derivative exchanges, and so on and so forth, just to push the price down. These entities mainly linked to centralized exchanges, as you see, are lifting up. We can see that these guys, even, of course, you will say, yeah, but Inspo, that's not big. We are not talking about huge amounts. How is that possible? Well, usually these guys use different channels just to dump the market. I mean, they sent here 3,143 bitcoins to spot exchanges. They only do that if they want to push the price down. The question is, and it seems they didn't yet, it seems it's more distribution, because usually they would send another 4,000 bitcoins to derivative exchanges. I don't know if they still have some there. It's possible, but I would be extremely careful here, really. But because these guys are the main driver, it's the entity, not one entity. No. It's the entity. Just to make it clear, they are so accurate. Like my whatever, it doesn't matter. You can see also here Bitcoin reserves on centralized exchanges lifting up, also indicating, in my opinion, we are not done. Boy, we are not done. That's a foretaste. Yeah, but we will see. Stablecoin reserves declining. Even here on derivative exchanges, not happening anything. And even here, stablecoins declining as well, so not big at all. Well, activity. Let us skip that, because otherwise I'm going to start to cry. Miners, they are chilling. They are not selling. And OTC very active, it seems, buying the dip, while centralized exchange is almost dead. Nothing happened there, and that's it. We can go forward and check the walls. So what's happening here? Well, first of all, on Coinbase, nothing big. Not even reinforced lower areas. Instead, they pushed, it seems, the price after they absorbed their buy order at 18.5. And that's it. So indicating we can go up, but look here, they are still waiting at 20k, between 20k and 20,500, even at around 21k, waiting there with sell orders. You need, even they reduced here some sell orders. The biggest one would be at 22,500 or even 22. But we have here sell orders, and that's quite interesting why they want to sell here at 20k. So Deribit also here triggered this sell order, the buy order at 18.5. Also here waiting at 20 to 20,400. So buy here, sell here. Bitstamp. Oh, Bitstamp also doing exactly the same, between 20,500 and 21k. That's not bullish, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely not. They are waiting, and that's absolutely not bullish. They even removed liquidity here at 18k, and they started with liquidity below 17.7 and would match to some expectations of some traders. Look how much liquidity they started to introduce here below of 16.5. You can see that here. Well, even below of 18k, and then here waiting. So also very interesting. Binance Spot. At Binance, also here they triggered the buy order at 18.5, and also look, waiting here big at 20k until 20,500. So it seems it's not part of it. They are just, I can imagine, even to go to 17.5, because we have all the area until 17.5, a lot of buy orders. I can imagine they want to trigger all these buy orders, go up, sell there, go down once again, and so on and so forth. So yeah, I don't think we will go directly up to 20k to sell there, but we will see. Bitfinex Spot. They triggered one buy order, but nothing big here, absolutely not. Also here, interesting what they are doing. A lot of sell orders. It looks so like distribution, and that's at 19K. It's I don't know. It doesn't. Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. At 21K and even at 20,700 waiting there. FTX perp. Wow, nothing have changed. Absolutely nothing. They are still waiting here to short. A little bit, my personal opinion, how it looks like, that was really a foretaste. The big nuke is still going to happen. 21 and then nuke it to 76. That would be a final firework. That would be great if that would happen. Yeah, and then afterwards, up. End of the year, just up. Just like straight up. Still here, a lot of liquidity waiting, but their short positions here are really huge. OKEX spot, nothing. Interesting, they were buying much more. Kraken, they didn't trigger their 18,000 but removed their sell orders at 21K, and they didn't trigger their buy order. Even they triggered here at 18.5, but nothing big. Bitmax at 19.5 waiting. Even they removed a little bit of volume in this sell order. Binance futures looking similar to FTX. A lot of sell, so short positions waiting here to get triggered. They triggered some longs here, but they are, look that. I mean, something big are these guys expecting. That's exactly the same we had before. Something is going to happen, and in my opinion, we will go a little bit more up, trigger all their short orders, and then down. Does that match to my trade strategy? No, never. I'm not going to think we will make a new lower price level than 17.6, but I really don't know. I really don't know. They surprised me once, they will be surprised twice. So also here waiting at 18,000, and that's it. I mean, at Bitfinex, that's perp right now, we see they are waiting too long at 16K, and they removed their shorts here at 25. Kraken futures, nothing. OKEX futures, one too long at 17. That's it. Yeah. And FTX spot, they removed the sell order at 20,700. But also nothing changed here. That's it.